publish Cudjo's story before he died in 1935. Publishers said no. Hurston wasn't able to find a publisher before she died in 1960. Barracoon, the story of the last black cargo, was not published until 2018. Ibram X. Kendi adapted Hurston's Barracoon into this book. As a college professor, he writes books on African American history, racism, and being anti-racist for adults and young people. Kendi has long admired the writings of Hurston, especially Barracoon. In this adaptation, he translated Cudjo's story and Hurston's words for young people, ensuring that the narration and dialogue are readable, understandable, and appropriate for young readers. Kendi balanced the process of making the story accessible and clear for young people with an intense focus on preserving Cudjo's voice, Hurston's voice, as well as the history, cultures, struggles, and triumphs they shared. As Hurston sought to preserve Cudjo's voice, Kendi sought to preserve Cudjo's and Hurston's voices. Stories are passed down from generation to generation like money. But the most valuable things humans receive from the past generations are not money. They are stories. The past is always present because of stories. The past is always teaching us through stories. Cudjo was born in Africa and enslaved in the United States. Enslavers made a lot of money forcing enslaved people like Cudjo to work in fields, boats, homes, and factories without pay. Enslaved people were whipped and hurt if they didn't work, or work fast enough. They typically had little to no say in how they spent most of their days, or what they ate, drank, or wore. Cudjo and other enslaved people did not accept their enslavement or the strict rules and punishments that came with it. They pushed back in many ways. They ran away or fought enslavers together. They sang together. They cooked together. They worshipped together. They loved together. Enslaved people were human beings, not property. The people enslaving Cudjo were being racist. They lied and said they shackled Cudjo because of the color of his skin. They lied and said black people should be enslaved and white people should be free. These were lies because wealthy white people enslaved black people to make money from their labor, and lots of it. Slavery ended in the United States in 1865, but racism did not. It remained legal to enslave people who were in prison, and soon several states were forcing incarcerated black people to work in fields, mines, and other places. This all happened under what became known as Jim Crow. Under Jim Crow, there were whites-only restaurants, bathrooms, water fountains, and many other segregated places. Black people were forced to ride at the back of buses and sit in the balcony at theaters. Few black people could vote. Black people like Cudjo rarely received justice in the courts, and they labored for little more pay than the nothing they had received during slavery. In almost every case, black workers received less pay than white workers for doing the same job. And there were violent organizations like the Ku Klux Klan that bullied and killed black people to keep them down. The Klan bullied and killed people of all races who fought for equality. But the Klan could not stop the anti-racist fight against Jim Crow. The four men responsible for bringing Cudjo against his will to the United States were three brothers and Captain William Bill Foster. Jim, Tim, and Burns Mayer were from the state of Maine. The Mayer brothers moved from Maine to Alabama. They had a place on the Alabama River where they built fast boats. The Mayers hired Captain Foster to steer the ship. Captain Foster had done business with the Mayers. He was from Canada. The Clotilda was the fastest boat available. She was the one selected to make the trip. Captain Foster